Hey guys, welcome back to SLT Learning, and this is Ankit Prajapati, and today we're gonna cover another question on API testing and rest assured side. So if you are preparing for a QA automation or manual interviews, API will be definitely there. So be prepared good on API topics. They will definitely ask you this kind of questions because nowadays most of the MNC and most of the product that we have should have the APIs integrated with their application. So if you are preparing for interviews, just go through this playlist. We have Selenium, TestNG, Playwright integration as well so far while I am preparing this video. So do subscribe to our channel if you are liking our videos, and let's see what we're gonna cover today as a part of this particular video. How do you collaborate with developer when API is not working? Okay, so this is the questions mainly they ask you, right? How you work with the cross team, okay? How you can collaborate with the different department in your software side, okay? So mainly as a QA, right, your most of the times will be spent with developer and the business analyst, because the business analyst you work with to understand the requirement, and the developer you normally talk to them about understanding the actual implementation of the requirement. Because both of the, I will just say the both of the department is very crucial for QA to do their job based way, okay? So now suppose if you are a QA, right, and your API is not working, then what you should do, okay? So in that particular scenario, as an experienced person, I will suggest couple of few things, like when you want to collaborate with the developer, because see, I will not just say the developer is they are doing the wrong things, but they are the backbone of the software team, okay? So before, just have this mindset before investing or before taking their time. Just make sure you do the proper analysis and then go back to them and ask them this is something not working, okay? So that is the one thing you need to keep always in mind. If you think like that way, okay, no, they are also like the kind of team and I am also as a part of the team, right? Then sometimes your mindset will be not match up. So at that time, sometimes the ego problem will be also come. So first you need to understand the developer is the backbone of the team, and before taking their time, you should always make sure you do the proper analysis of your bugs or something is not working, so you can represent that things better on them and they can do the troubleshooting very easily and they can fix the issue. That is the end goal of our side, okay? So let's see how you can answer this question. A couple of things I have already told you, but let's see how you can do their things. So when API is not working and you want to collaborate with the developer, right, then you need to make sure you structurize your evidence, okay? You make sure you do not do some guesswork. You just make sure if something is not working, you are able to reproduce, and you are able to reproduce on call if they will ask you, okay? And then you should go with them and with the proper data, okay? So this is the one thing you need to always make sure when you go with the developers with your API or something. It's not related to API, it could be anything, okay? So first verify if it is a really API issue, okay? So first things you need to ask yourself, how you can validate things. So double check your endpoint. Most of the times we do this mistake as a QA, okay? We do some mistake. We have, like, suppose some of the endpoints will have products and we enter the product. So always refer the API documentation and try to copy paste the API call endpoint from there only, okay? And when you copy paste, try to remove the extra space if you are pasting somewhere, okay? Because why I'm asking you to copy paste, because sometimes if you write the endpoint, you maybe make the mistake, okay? So that is the one thing. Then payload, the payload syntax, the parameter, everything I will just say is refer the API documentation. Because why I will just say API documentation is a crucial things which normally created by the BA or QA as well, sometimes create with the help of the developer. So at that time they have spent enough time about what could be the endpoint, what could be the payload, and what could be the parameters we require to run these particular things. So first things, double check your endpoints and the payloads and headers and all these things, okay? Then test with the known good request. Most of the times we have the positive request in API documentation, okay? This kind of payload will always work on that particular API. So if your data, if your payload on the testing side is not working, try to run that payload and see if it is working or not. If it is not working, because you know this is the part of the API documentation that is approved by the developer, so it should work, okay? But if it is not working, then try to capture those kind of logs and all those information, screenshot and all those things. Okay, and if that kind of payload is not with you, I would suggest always when you work on API testing, okay, always have a good payload with you. That is a positive, that will always work. That create one file and store those for API wise for your purpose, okay, or you can share with your team as well, but that is always required. Then try on a different environment, right? Multiple environment like Postman you can do, and you can try the same API with the Postman. Sometimes in automation is not working, then run the same API call on the Postman, okay, and just make sure if it is working on Postman or not. So if it is working on, because that happened to me as well, sometimes the rest assured, when I tried the same API on rest assured, it is failing, but on Postman it is working fine. So at that time, most of the time it could be the issue of the passing the parameters and headers values, okay, how you pass the headers values and syntax. Sometimes the rest assured you might be forgot some syntax or not proper syntax, at that time also failing. So those kind of the prerequisite you should do. First verify it is a real API issue or not, okay. Then collect all the evidence. As I told you, right, QA should have all the evidence ready with them, screen recording, screenshot, log files, anything that you have access. Try to collect all those information related to that bug. It could be API bug or UI bug. Then you need to also make sure the steps that you perform, okay, the steps to perform the issue should be also stable and accurate. So if they will ask you, okay, let's do the screen sharing and like, can you just show me what exactly you are facing, so you are able to do that straight away, rather than like finding the certain things are taking much their times and also your time, okay. So those kind of things you should always keep ready. But I will just suggest the screenshot and video recording. Nowadays there are many I will just say extension in Chrome. You can record the videos and you can straight away share the link with them, or you can take a screenshot or all those kind of information. You can always do that particular point, okay. So for in API, what kind of information you should collect, okay. Sometimes API not working, so what is the key information you should collect as a part of the evidence? So first is endpoint URL, okay, then which method you are running, then full request body payload, okay. Just make sure if any sensitive data there, just cross that out in a screenshot and only use at the time of the showing to the developer, okay. Do not store those sensitive information in Jira or something like that, okay. Then headers, you should always keep your headers, what kind of headers you have stored in the you have used to run that particular API call which is failing or which is not working. Then response body, take the response body, what kind of error you are saying, what kind of information you are saying. Then what HTTP response code, what actually the HTTP response code it is throwing to you, okay. So those kind of information you should always store. Then timestamp on failure, take a timestamp because that will help them, or it will help them to go on server and check the log as well. Then environment name, are you testing on QA, staging or prod environment. Then correlation ID or trace ID, if any API, like there are many tools, right, where we do the correlation logs or trace ID logs. So that is a part of your response. Store that information as well, because this information will help you while you are raising a bug and help developer while they are debugging that issue, okay. That's why collect all the evidence before approaching the developers. Take a screenshot and videos, because sometimes they might be fix something on your back, right, and it is start working, then you cannot prove it. So that's why videos and screenshot are very much important in this case, okay. And share the logs or screenshots. So if you have the access of any logs file, okay, try to share the logs or put the proper screenshot. Make sure you take a screenshot with the full screen or with all the required data. That should be help to the developer, okay. Like a Postman console output, you can take a screenshot of the Postman console output or copy paste that part in a text. Then automated test log, like you have log4j or something kind of the logging library that you are using for your automation test. Take that information. Then CRUD command to reproduce, always give them a C URL to reproduce that particular bugs. So how you can use the C URL if in a browser, right, if you go to the network tab, if you run something, you can right click on your response and you can just save as a CRUD C URL, and that will help you to see all the information, okay. Now communication in a structured way, okay. Instead of saying the API is not working, I will just say something like that way. You see, when I am running the order call, it's returning this kind of error. Do not just say API is not working. it sounds like you are saying them you have not done your job properly. Instead of say, okay, while I'm running this order API, I'm getting the 401 or 500 error. Can you just see this one? Or just says what is your expectation? Just put like this way. This is my expectation. You should return the 201 status code with the status of created. But as of now, it is showing 501. So I want to see what will be happen. So reproducible steps just says this is the steps that I have taken, or the screenshot and those information, all the things you keep it ready, create one document or raise on Jira, something like that way. Then this is okay, this is the information you have, this is the screenshot that you have, this is timestamp, this is correlated ID. So they can understand, they can go and tell you, okay, yeah, maybe the service was not up and running, that's why you are facing, just give us some time, we will make the, or sometimes the app code is not working, something like that way. So they will easily see and tackle you out. Okay, do not just say API not working, guys. Just give some more useful information to them via emails, via Teams chat, or something like that, whatever the communication channel that you are using in your project. Okay, stay available for a joint debugging. So maybe this is the one thing they most of the times QA also fail to do. Okay, so when they raise a bug, they feel, okay, my job is done. Okay, and now QA will do everything. But sometimes, even though if you have given the proper information, the developer wants your time, like to 10 to 15 minutes to understand the bug and understand the nature of the bug. So sometimes it may be happen that is this machine specific issue or IP specific issue in API. Okay, so at that time, always be ready to do the joint debugging, offer a screen share and run the request on a live tool, so developer can see the logs on server side and they can start debugging. Okay, and at that time I will just be ready with the alternative payloads and change the headers for the quick isolations. Okay, have the couple of payloads ready with a different set of data, and you are able to change the headers as they request you to change, because at the same time when you are running that things, they are monitoring the server logs and it will be help them to debug the issue and fix the issue for you. Okay, then follow up after the fix. So suppose you retest an endpoint the same way but it still failed. Okay, which is failed before, then run the regression on the automation side. If it is still breaking, then try to reopen the case or follow them what exactly happened, or what, then ask for the root cause, guys. This is one of the things, ask them for the root cause, what was the root cause of this bug. Okay, then if something has been changed in API, try to update your test case so the next time it will not happen the same issue. So this kind of things you should do when you collaborate with the developer in your API. Not, this is not specific to API, even though in UI bug, always make sure before going to them you reproduce it a couple of times. It is reproducible, you are using the correct information that has been described in the documentation, requirement documentation. In this case it could be the API documentation. Collect all the required evidence for that bug, like try to take a screen recording. Okay, that will always help you. Screenshot and logs information, communicate in the proper way, do not put your ego in front of the developer, otherwise it will become the ego game and then it will be go further on that part. Okay, so try to understand they are valuable asset to your team and try to take their time and also invest your time effectively, so that will help you to clear out those kind of issues and bugs and make the good product, guys. Okay, so I think this is all about these questions. So if you like these questions, please share to your colleagues who is preparing for the automation interview or QA manual interviews, and please do subscribe to our channel so we can come up with such more videos for you guys. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.